an amazing video. Thank you so much, Terry, to my NBC4 family for that video. Two things I noticed in that video. One, all the different hairstyles I've had through the years. And two, in case you're wondering, I did not make that puck at the Blackhawks. I fell, brought a kid down with me. And I did not make the ball over the base at the White Sox game. Maybe the Dodgers, the Angels, the Kings will give me another shot here, right? But what I did notice is, and what you didn't see in that video, is, you know, those are all positive stories in my career. But wasn't always happy, it wasn't always positive. Actually, I struggled getting into the business, which I know a lot of people do. And I started in Houston, Texas, which is a top 10 market. And I actually started in the sales department at Telemundo, because I just would do whatever it took to be inside of a news station. So I'm going to tell you just really quickly a little bit about my story, because some of you may be able to relate, and how impactful it was in my life. But the general sales manager at Telemundo in Houston said, hey, you know, we have a position open. Are you interested? And I was like, of course. I want to be a reporter. You know, I want to be out there. And he's like, but it's in the sales department. I was like, okay, I'll take it. He's like, do you have any sales experience? And I said, of course I do. I've sold Girl Scout cookies. And he was like, okay. I told him I was bilingual, and I think that sealed the deal, right? Houston, that's pretty big. So I started selling for about a year, made a lot of money, got a lot of experience, ended up being like a top biller, but I still wanted to be across the hall in the news department. I had to make my way. We're not supposed to, but I'd make my way, take some donuts, say hello once in a while to all the journalists out there. And then I ended up moving to another station, to Lieberman Broadcasting, because they promised me that they'd have a newscast in 6 months. Well, 6 months went by, no newscast. Turns out they really wanted me in their sales department. So I got real desperate, and I got a lot of no's, and I got a lot of doors shut in my face. But those no's to me meant no, not right now. Didn't mean no ever. So what I ended up doing is I hired a photographer and a stringer. A lot of you know what that is. And he would call me every time he was at a crime scene, at a fire, something like that, and I would run out there, do a stand-up in English, and I would do it in Spanish, because I needed a demo, really, and I didn't have one of those. And I did it, and I ended up, you know, paying this rookie photographer to take some headshots of me, and I sent it out to all the stations in Houston, and guess what? Nobody called me back. No news director was like, not interested, not good enough. I thought to myself, they don't even have the decency to call me back, you know? What was I thinking? I got really frustrated. I got bitter, like a lot of people do, because it's not easy to get into this industry. And so I started my own advertising agency at a young age with a fellow account executive. And I got the call of a lifetime at that point from KPRC, which is the station NBC affiliate in Houston. And they said, hey, I just got this job. It was the news director. He said, I was cleaning out my desk, and I found your tape. I popped it in. Notice you speak some Spanish. Come on in. Like, okay. I didn't want to go because I had a little bit of pride, but my husband, he convinced me to go. So I went. I was newlywed. I was like, all right, I'm going to listen. So I went, and when I walked in, he had the contract perfectly placed with a pen perfectly placed on my right side. And he said, you know, I want you to think about this. You're my first hire. Don't let me down. We're creating a position for you. It's called reporter trainee. And he said, what you have to do is live shots, investigative reporting, act just like a reporter. Nobody's going to know you're in training. I'm going to help you out and train you. And if you succeed and I think you're good enough in a year, I'll decide if I'm going to sign you or not. He said, think about it. I'll be right back. He left. I didn't think about it. I just signed that paper. I don't know what it said. I don't know how much it was paid. I didn't know anything. I just signed it. And a year went by, and I worked so hard, and I learned, and I'm never going to forget what he told me after I signed it. He said, I'm taking a big risk on you, hiring a Hispanic woman who doesn't deserve to be in a top 10 market right now. And when he said that to me, I thought, I'm really going to sign this baby now. I'm going to show him what we can do. So I signed it, and years went by, and he re-signed me, and then I started filling in anchoring, and it's an amazing experience. I worked really hard, and I thank him for telling me that, because that motivated me a lot. And then Chicago came calling, and you guys may have someone like this in your life, but I had a kind of a bully coworker named Courtney who sat next to me. And she's like, the word got out that I was thinking about going to Chicago. She's like, you're going to Chicago? You're never going to make it there. She's like, you're going to be eaten up alive. I'm never going to forget these words. She said, Hispanics don't watch English TV there. They're full of Irish and Polish people in Chicago. I took the job anyways, and I went to Chicago and had a great experience. We went from number 4 to number 1 in 9 months. I don't know if Hispanics were ever watching, but somebody was watching, right? And then Steve Carlson came into my life, my general manager here at NBC4 when I least expected it, and I don't know why he called, I don't know what he saw in me, but Courtney's voice was always in my mind saying, I can't go to a market like LA. I'm not LA. I mean, I drink milk. I still drink dairy. You know, I don't eat like LA. I don't dress like LA. I don't know what LA. And so I ended up, you know, there's something that Todd, my news director, and that Steve said to me. I believed in them, and I just had this gut feeling in my heart that we needed to be here. And so once again, moved my entire family up to LA. We've been here for a year and a half, and here we are, and loving every second of it. I want to thank my NBC4 family because here I'm able to continue serving my community, as you can tell in the video. I love to do, and I am willing to do just about anything to raise some money and to get the word out. And I want to thank my morning family, of course. Bobby, my executive producer, Stacy, our assistant news director, Crystal, my meteorologist, and Holly and Whit Johnson, my co-pilot, what I call him, in this journey that we're on. These are hard hours to work, but we do it every day. We put our heart into it, and we try really hard, and we love doing it. So I love doing it next to all of you. And I want to thank Terry for guiding me through the community as well. There's so much to do, and there's so much still work for all of us to do in our community, right? Because this is an impact award. And as much as I feel I've made an impact on the community, all the communities that I've worked for have made an impact on me. All those stories that I've told, there's so many great people's stories to tell here in this community. I want to dedicate, though, this award to my husband, Hector, and my daughter, Sophia, because they've come with me everywhere, and I cannot be impactful without you. So she skipped school today. I wanted her to see that she has the responsibility, just like we all do, to serve our community. Because I truly believe that God did not bring us and create us to just serve ourselves and to reap our own benefits, but to give back and to serve our community and be impactful. So thank you to Steve again and Todd for bringing me here to Los Angeles, to Stacy for our entire team. And with this, I'm committed to this community, to the station, and to all of you to continue being impactful. So thank you.